All right, this is kind of a continuation from yesterday, even though, probably no one's really interested in it. But I was interested in it. And I was checking if it would be up the site, but the site is not up. So I looked a little bit into it. And there's a Twitter account, which is probably, maybe, most likely the account of the person who was actually doing it and making it. And then I was searching, and there was like a bunch of wiki fandom stuff here and there. The kind of stuff that you're like, come here to talk about this thing, or come here and read this, or come here and download this. But I guess you don't have to download it. It just, I'm not entirely clear about what it is or isn't, because there's like probably a phone app or like a smartphone application that might be the same thing, might be a different thing, might be a similar thing. Because this character creation stuff, it also had like different branches, I suppose. Like originally, I suppose it was for female characters, and then there was this branch of basically creating creating the other side of the coin. And I did not actually know how good it was until I had to look around a bit more, because I had the sweet ignorance of just finding it right away, because someone in some article just talked about it, like as if it was like one of many, because they were mentioning like character creators like this. And then so I just went there, and it did what it did. And I was thinking, okay, maybe there are some certain things that I don't have, or I miss. But then eventually, I guess you can go and try to edit those in yourself, or draw them, or however you can modify it. But then it went down, and I didn't do nearly everything that I wanted there, because I thought that I would have time. And then in some ways I can't help but think like, yo, is it my fault? Like, I don't entirely know how these things work exactly. That I'm looking at the site and everything works totally fine one day, and then I look the next day, and then I can't reach it. And then I look at their Twitter account, and there was less activity, I guess, or like last post was what, last year January, that kind of thing. And then when I look at the is it down, it's down, but it has been down for more than a week, or more than X amount, even though that was not the case for me. So I don't know. It just feels like when you find something and then you don't actually get how good it is, or how much it's not like, oh, this one doesn't work, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna get the other one, or I'm just gonna do it with the other one. Because I looked at the other ones, like, no, none of them are actually like this, or none of them are this good, I suppose. And I didn't even necessarily find out all the possibilities in this one, you know? So it does feel bad. And I don't really know what I can hope for it. If is it like temporary? Because I've seen someone else make video about it, or how to make characters and whatnot, and that wasn't that long ago. So at some point in the quite recent past, it was working for other people as well. And like I said, it was working one day when I found it, and then next day it didn't. It's gone. But I guess it's not. It's unreachable. The 504. gateway thingy error. So yeah, feels bad. Feels bad. So I was, you when you are in that spot when you're like, okay, if I was in a different position or at like a different stage, I suppose, then the straightforward thing would be, to find an artist and commission the thing. But then for that, I would also need to actually have an idea about what I want, or like have it in my head, which I don't. So it's like it's still at the point where I would be iterating on what it could be or what I want it to be. So yeah, I kind I kind of have to figure out how to, at least on like a very basic level, start doing it myself. It feels very bleak, to be honest. When you're like, it's not that I know certain parts and I don't know other parts, and there's a path to progress, or things like that. I don't know anything, like anything at all. Like I don't know how to draw a circle, especially not with the mouse. So like at this point, I'm thinking that I would much rather just grab a piece of paper and grab a pencil or a pen or something, and just draw on paper. And that is probably what I should do. It's just such a different thing compared to doing it with mouse. So far in my life, I have never gone further than the most basic and awful, scribbles in paint, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer that I can't seem to reach that site, or I guess it's not necessarily on my end or my fault, but somewhere something does not respond. So that is a shame. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I looked at this Krita because I I had obvious GIMP, or yeah, I had GIMP downloaded, and then I re-downloaded and downloaded the new version, and then it opens up, and then I look at everything. I look at how I have no idea what is what, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, I should probably look for something that is a better, onboarding experience, I suppose. And it seems like Krita has a bunch of help, all kinds of introductions and tutorials and whatnot, which I'm sure to some extent the other softwares have as well. So yeah, we'll see if I actually get somewhere with that. Yeah, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. This is where we are. Okay, bye.